Hey guys, it's Aaron with What We Do Daily. We're back to this. This is going to be a short episode because my throat kind of hurts, so... I don't remember what happened last time. We just talked to Raina and Mion. Oh yeah, no, they were going to go out on a picnic around the town. It took a little too... Fuck. I'm already messing up, like my life. I took it a little too easy on the morning of the day off. I was totally late. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's why. Today was the day that Reina and Mion were going to show me around Himizawa. Reina and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place. I jostled my mic there, so it's gonna sound weird. Okay, Chan, you're late. I don't want to say Chan. Don't make me do it. Sorry, the show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Ooh, so that's excuse for being late, keeping two girls waiting. Me, you just got here yourself. Last night's episode of A Day in the Life of was interesting, wasn't it? She's just as guilty as me. Reino's carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mian answered my unspoken question with a wink. Ding! That's right, Reina did really make a picnic. Okay, after you left, Reina pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing, so don't worry about it. Okay. She'd been like this since last night, you know. Can you take responsibility for this? Alright, I am a man after all. I'll take responsibility. Responsibility for what? For what? I'm not gonna yell, my throat hurts. As we both turned around slowly at Reina, our gazes drifted downwards to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except this was Reina we're talking about here. About 2 kilos, I guess. When Reina was picking up, I could see she was struggling a bit. Let's say 5. I don't know how much a kilo is. Hold on. How much is a kilo? How much is a kilo?
1 kilogram equals 2.205 pounds.
So like 10 pounds. Wow, you're exaggerating. Kenshin is a boy after all. I thought he'd probably eat a lot, so I made a lot, okay? Let's get going. Heave ho. Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunch boxes. Correction. I said 5 kilos too. I'll help out, but it's all that needs to be eaten. I won't forgive you if you make Raina sad, got it? The only thing I could do at the moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. So, how's everybody doing? How's the 4 people? Well, the first episode got 25 views. I mean, of course, 24 of them were me. So, you know, I'm famous now. Yeah, you know. Those are words that are coming out of my mouth. You know, there's like a DS game of this, a PlayStation 2 game, a PSP game. There is a PSP game, a PS Vita. Fucking all of those are better than this one because they got like voice acting. Too bad they're written in the mystical, magical moon runes. I need to find me a Japanese man or a Japanese man, Japanese lady, Japanese person to just read the games to me. I'll sit on their lap, I'll hold the DS or the Vita or whatever, and they'll just be like, okay, this is what it says. And I'm like, thank you, Japanese person. I paid you for this. I paid you well. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll, a carefree walk, bathed in the gentle morning sunlit. I couldn't have ever imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. I can read. I know the word. I'm complaining about Japanese and I can barely read English. They were the boonies after all. No Slavic desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. It was a real nice place, peaceful and quiet. There's some nice music. As sparsely populated as a village you could get, still running people you walk around. That was English. Ah, good day. Good day. Oh. Would you be my raccoon, I believe? My two companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All the passers-by even knew my name. When did I become this famous? We passed 3 people, and all of the 3 of them knew me. I started to feel a bit paranoid. You should. I wonder if my neck crack got picked up by the audio. Let's see if it'll get this one. It's a bit sad to say. Everyone knows everyone since there are so few new people in Himizawa. So that means when an unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume that's my bruh fella that just moved here. Yeah, that's how it works out. Process of elimination you can only pull off in a place like this, but it's quite effective. These may seem like a little... trust me, it picks up. The first part of... It's like in the anime. It's like the first part is always a little boring. So the first chapter just sets the mood, sets the tone. Because this is going to go from 0 to fucking 60 like that. Like if I know this chapter like I know this chapter, we're going to see 2 girls get beat to death with a baseball bat. From now on, I better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in a bookstore, I could be expected by all the villagers to label me as a lech by the next day. Blah. Blah. Himizawa is not to be trifled with. You should watch the anime. The anime is really good. That's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I know them. The first person we met, the old man Takazo from the bike shop. His hobbies are bonsai and he plays the flute. What a fag. Next we have the grocer's second son, Deski. His hobby is sharpshooting and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. And the nurse we just met was Mio, the nurse from the clinic. Her hobbies are bird watching and photography. She's important, babe. The nurse is very important. She's an important side character. Well, main character? You know the names of everyone who passed by, even their profiles? Seeing my surprise, Mion and Reina exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah. We're not like in the city where people hardly know the neighbors. Let's try it out. You there, who am I? Ah, you're Kenshi Mabara. Some say you mean things, but you're actually a kind and shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobbies is taking afternoon naps. Lately, you switched over to wearing boxers, didn't you? That's enough. Are you fucking spying on me, people? But boxers, enough of that. Apparently, there's absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Himizawa Shibajabja was not a place to be trifled with. This feeling's more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. We're parading around like this after all. Don't you think so too? The kitchen's fitting right here in Himizawa. The population in Himizawa is shrinking, so the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought about brushing it off, something to be the effect of, you kidding me back there, but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? What was that? There's a stuffed animal under my feet. No, it's not. It's a dog toy. Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed another person. Of course, we were called out again the same way. Oh my, good day. It's wonderful seeing you getting along. Here's Lady Fujishima. Good day. Fujishima. Oh my, but how wonderful for you, having a lovely girl around each arm. Oh yeah, you think they're lovely? You think they're pretty good looking ladies? What if I were to do this? Derp. They look so fucking stupid. Like they just get fat and look at the hands. Those are just circles. And now look at this. Now it's written in stupid. God, how could... That's what the original game looked like a fucking 6-year-old drew it. Getting used to life here? Instead of regurgitating her prayer response like I would have in the city, I responded with an empathetic nod. The woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. Good. As I looked over back to Reina and Mion, they gave me a wink. Bing. So now then, about time to have lunch, maybe. Reina's brilliant smile signaled the approach of the event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man, I'll do all I can, but it's just too much. It's fine, Kei-chan. Leave it to this, old man. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. Except she's not. I'd expect no less from the class representative. Reina, if you're going to eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view. Well, yes, good idea, I agree. Reina nodded her head in a happily in response to Mion's proposal. How long can I maintain this Indian accent? Cresting the top of the stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It was worn down a bit through the years, but fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feel. Like my butt. This is the Fuderary Shrine. I don't know, I can't pronounce Japanese words, they're hard. It's probably the place with the best view around. This place, be sure to remember it. Our next break, a festival will be held here. It's a bit too early in the season for a festival. The Wataganashi. It's a summer festival. Long ago, it used to be a celebration of the end of winter. That's also an important thing. A lot of shit goes down at that place. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Now then, spread out the lunchboxes, and there. Various kinds of lunchboxes were placed, one after another, on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. I'm hitting the wrong button. It was Reina's home cooking, after all. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey, Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get this all down, you know? Hey, good afternoon. It was Rika and Sadako. I like Sadako, but I like Rika more. Why are they here? They haven't even introduced, like, one of the best characters, fucking Hanyo. She comes in, like, super goddamn late. Like, she'll probably be introduced, maybe, if I'm guessing right, maybe, like, the 4th chapter. Mion grinned over at me. I see this was a secret plan. Oh, this was a secret plan. Power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Oh. Following up with all the pieces were in place. It's my specialty. You just have to come since there was such a commotion. What is the meaning of this? Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. It's time for lunch. Buffet style, nigga. Handmade gourmet meal by Gourmako by Reina. She made that shit. I can see that much. I'm not blind, you fucking dick. Why have you laid out a top on our property, nigga? This is my property. I own it. Sadako, you don't own shit. The temple is public grounds. It's not yours. And if anything, it's fucking Rika. Kenshi is right. This is everyone's property. Wow. Rika is she's such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. Consume the flesh of the pheasant. After opening a spot for Rika, I promptly turned my back on Sadako, cause... Hold on 1 second. Where's my spot? No spot for you. And nothing for you to eat. Don't worry, there's some for you too. None. I'll eat all of hers. I will not allow that. Reka! Here, chopsticks. Both Sadako and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Man, really, Kei-chan, you're really good at leading people on. You might have a talent for that. For this. Have a plate, one for me and one for Rika. 2. Reina whipped out her dick, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" Reina whipped out a pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. I did say chalk sticks. If we don't hurry, it'll be all eaten up. That's right, okay? Shall we commence this battle? Please eat a lot. There's enough for everybody, Reina said as she opened up a thermos containing straight bourbon. Just then I realized this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was there. I didn't read it. Ow, fuck, that actually scared me. That really did, that made me jump. I just got jump scared by a fucking 10-year-old girl. I will not allow you to have this hamburger. Herc, use your elbows against the rules. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle, blocking with her full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Sadako appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in proficiency chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand. I might play Corpse Party after this. Corpse Party is like super fun. I'm like on chapter 4 of Corpse Party. Ah, the last meat bow! Sadako, Hojo has been bested. Nom. Sadako and I... I don't know that word. Ambly? Fuck, I feel like a moron. What's that word? Began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Amably? I don't know. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that made Reina blush and breathe heavy in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating around her. Miona advised Reina to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I'll do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. Oh, they don't. Shit hits the fan like that. The intense battle calmed, and finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there are so few words in the Japanese to praise how something tastes. It's because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't come around until the modern era. It seems that long ago people ate in silence. It must have made people prepare the food a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because back then people were busy even while eating and didn't have time to compliment the flavor. That's just you. By the way, but you know, just hearing that, it's good, makes me happy. That my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed a little as she said that. It was delicious. It was delicious with absolutely perfect timing. Rika struck Reina directly with praise. She looked straight at her with an expression switching between innocence. There's a spring noise. A ring of smoke arose from her head with an audible poof. How? Rika, I'm gonna take you home. No, I mean, thank you. It was really delicious, you fucking psycho bitch. Embracing Rika, rubbing her cheeks against her so you could hardly almost hear her. To reward Rika for her praise, ta-da! These are special. 2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks in them, she thrust them towards Rika. After Rika accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is it? Chicka-chicka-chicka-cho? What's with that look? Is everyone prepared to properly praise the receivement of apples from Reina? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise you can think of with your weak vocab? Oh, well then, allow me to show you. After Sadako flashed me on with a defiant look, she changed her tone, her voice suddenly clear. Hey, so Reina... So Reina Oni-chan's lunch, Sadako thought it was yummy too. Ooh. I hate saying the word Oni-chan. It makes me feel like a fucking ginormous fag. Sadako looked at her poutily while talking cutesy. What? How's that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears, it's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is Reina's limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun around, waving in circles. Don't fall for it, Reina. Oh, of course, asking for that was impossible. Reina glumped Sadako, that word. And began rubbing her cheeks against her. Cute. Sadako is so cute. Take you home. Swish. Stab. Push. Sadako was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them in her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me with a defiant gaze. It took only 5 seconds to take Reina down. That's unfair. To think she had such a trick. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Reina with some praise? Damn it, that was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. Sadako, you think you've won this one, don't you? Do you? How about I show you something that's much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it, you bitch? Kei-chan is going to be the one to decide who does it. Who hit? Ho ho ho. Why don't I have to show you then? The writhing of an old maid. The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but was the only thing we had to beat Sadako. After sipping my tea, started talking very naturally and calmly, perfectly. It's really good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? No, actually most of it's all frozen stuff. Then which ones did you make fresh? Well... It's embarrassing, I really have to say, must I? The synergy of the boy plus handmade lunches, her expression melted into euphoria. I hardly know. This one, right? I already know. This one, right? Reina turned an even deeper shade of red. The words, I can't believe it, practically written on her face hole. How could you tell? How, I made it. Of course, Miona told me beforehand. It'd been perfect so far. Acting like I was shy, I waited a bit. Next, it would be the finisher. It had. You smell. Silence enveloped the area. Reina's face completely red, frozen solid, with a small yelp. Sadako also blushed. Of course, I did too. I'm sure I would like to try one of those apples. I want some of them rabbits, girl. Even if they'd all been compared against Sadako, it felt like I'd crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. At that moment, a fucking nuke went off. It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. Please eat some, kitchen. There's plenty for you. Her kind, say dozens of them were shoved in her mouth, knocking me over. Okay, catch her. Blah, blah, blah. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap. Even more apples were shoved in my mouth. What she was squealing one after another was forced in my mouth more and more. Apples. Hooks, hockey, he, him. How about them apples, Sadako? Looks like I win, you fucking potato. Kei-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Sadako? This is a complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it. Such trickery. Such bamboozlery. It doesn't bother me at all. Sadako grinned through her teeth. Grounded her teeth. Mortified. I don't know. We did it. I claim victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. At the time, Reina stopped her squealing and she suddenly realized something. Reaching. You're not eating it. The salt water makes you strong, maybe? Look how Rika had pulled the toothpick out of the apple and placed it in her cup hands. It seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit, I feel sorry for him. I wanted to save him. Pwee, the sound of blood squirting from Reina's nose Tonight I will take you home. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Coming to her senses, she took all the apples around me, gathered them up with a whip, whip, and fixed them back onto the plate. Now they're just fine, Kay. Here, I'll give them all to you, Rika. Rika raised up the side of his hand like a referee after having the plate of rabbit shoved at her. She whispered, "This is our victory." I'll come back. I just don't care anymore. This my sacrifice ended up being in vain. Alright, I'm gonna end it right here. You know, so far I haven't been lying. One episode a week. I'll continue to do that until I stop doing it. So, stay handsome, you Mel Gibson impersonators.